Eh?
All right. Okay. Could you introduce yourself to netizens?
Second. Okay, ask me again. I'm in.
Could you introduce yourself to netizens?
Yes. My name is Katherine Campbell. I live in Whitby, Ontario, Canada. I'm 68 years old.
Okay. Since you said you live, are you, what nationality are you?
I'm Canadian.
What was growing up like?
Well, growing up was good for me. I spent a lot of time before I started school at my grandparents' and my uncle's dairy farm. And I was had lots of attention. While I was there, everything was about me, so I was really happy. And then when I started school, it was a little tougher on me because then I didn't have the freedom that I had before. You know, but it was good. Both my parents worked. When we were old enough to be, when I was about 10 or 11, they would leave us alone. I would look after my sisters.
What games did you play when
What
you were
games?
young, as a kid?
Games did we play? We played tag, hide and go seek. We played, we had like an Indian rubber ball on a stocking, and we hit it over our shoulders, between our legs and our head, and there were songs that went with it. And you had to, and you start doing it faster and faster and faster to make sure you didn't hit yourself in the face with this hard ball. That was a game I played often. I roller skated, rode a bicycle out to the country a lot with a girlfriend of mine. We played checkers and croquet and snakes and ladders. And I learned to play cribbage from my grandfather.
What are your feelings about the Russian invasion of Ukraine that is now become a full-blown war?
I can't believe it's going on. I don't understand how Putin is getting away with it. And I do understand if anybody goes to help Ukraine, it'll just create more war for the world. But I'm in fear that that's the way it's headed. Like, I just feel bad that we're all sitting here watching what's going on, and it's like nobody's doing anything. This carrot goes on and on and on. I know we send weapons and tanks, and most of the people from that country have gone back to fight, and that's wonderful, but I don't know what's going to happen. Like if Poland takes, or if Russia takes that country, what's the next one they're going to take?
Oh.
Is that his plan, to take one little country at a time? I don't know.
In the words of Winston Churchill, it is better to jojo than to war. Now, do you think all this should go back to the negotiating table?
Definitely. Definitely. We're 2022, we're supposed to be able to communicate properly with each other and negotiate and come to an agreement. Even if it doesn't make everybody happy, at least everybody's not going to be hurt. There's going to be compromise in life. Since people get along, they have to compromise. They have to make it work. This one person wanting to have because they just think they should have is not reason to kill all those people.
Given recent developments.
Pardon?
Given recent developments, do you feel there should be stricter gun control laws?
Here in Canada?
All over.
Yes. Yes. I could be wrong, but I always believed the right to bear arms in the Constitution in the States was written like when there was civil wars and things going on and they were protecting their land or whatever, but we're supposed to be civilized human beings now. I don't think it's necessary to use a gun to protect yourself. I don't, and they're letting these guns come through the border. Somehow you can go online and order weapons from the States. They're getting them. I don't see any reason for it. Hunters use a rifle to go hunting. That's it. They go hunting, they get their deer or their moose or their antelope, whatever, and they eat the meat for the winter. That's all a gun's good for.
You see, I think there's a video trending that where underage wanted to buy alcohol, is refused. But then, when he wanted to buy a gun,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You can't drink alcohol in some places till you're 21 years old. But at some places at 16, you can go in and buy an assault rifle and the ammunition to go in it. And a 16-year-old doesn't have the common sense of anything like that. They don't always think of the consequences. And why are they being sold anyway? Why are they even being sold? Like, nobody should be able to have an assault rifle. I don't see where anybody needs an assault rifle unless you're in the army or in the wars.
But proponents of arms and ammunition are claiming they need it for self-defense.
Yeah, but if none of them had a gun, if nobody could get a gun and they needed something for self-defense, you got two fists on the end of your hand and they use knives still. But there'd be less people trying to do things if they weren't feeling so brave with a gun. If they knew they're going to break into somebody's place and they were going to get a punch in the face, well, now they're going to go in somebody's place and point a gun in their face. Like, so where's the protection?
As a retiree.
Not just, let me finish. Not only that, some of these guns, these assault rifles, there's toy assault rifles that look identical to the real ones. Let's say some 16-year-old uses one of those to break into somebody's house and the man gets up, gets his pistol and shoots that kid. If he had a toy gun, it wouldn't shoot a bullet, but the man wouldn't have time to find that out. Was that right too? No, nobody needs a gun. As far as I'm concerned. Nobody.
May I go on?
Hmm?
May I go on?
Yep.
As a retiree, what are your hobbies?
What are my hobbies? Well, I like to go swimming and work out a little bit. I like walking. I'll crochet a little. I guess my main hobby for the last couple of years has been taking care of my mom, pretty much. She can fill up my week pretty good. That's about it.
What advice will you give the younger ones?
I tell them they get a lot further with respect, being respectful to themselves and to people they talk to. And there's always a way to manage a disagreement without guns or knives or physical beatings. We have mouths where most of us are intelligent enough to communicate, and then life's about communication and compromise, and so everybody can live beside each other with happiness and grace. But it needs to come with respect. Without respect, you've got none of that. So they need to be respectful of themselves and of others, always.
Yeah, this raging issue of to abort or not to abort, what do you feel about it?
As far as I'm concerned, my personal choice is my personal choice. Whether I agree with it or I don't agree with it, that's my personal choice. What the woman sitting beside me wants is her personal choice. She should have the right to it. I should have the right to it. I don't know where anybody can tell a woman what they can do with their bodies. I heard a man on the radio a while ago, and he says, "Oh, you know, these women aren't thinking enough about the baby." And I'm thinking, well, what if the baby was made through incest or rape? What if the baby had no brain or spine? Who's going to look after that? Is that man going to move in and take care of that baby financially? Is the government going to help the family out to pay for all its medical needs? What if, like, you know, it's going to get a choice between the mother and the baby? And the way that law is, the choice is already made. There's no choice to make. So they've even taken that choice away. Nobody should have the right to choose what you can and can't do with yourself. Like women, especially, like that law was made 50 years ago and they've just set us back 50 years. The next thing they'll be saying we shouldn't vote. Pretty much what they've done. Takes away our own, it makes me feel like we're not intelligent enough or capable enough to make our own decisions about our bodies and what we need to do. And I don't know where someone else thinks they have the right to choose for us. That's my opinion. And for a Supreme Court to turn that over and the public not even to get a vote is disgraceful. As a country, it's disgraceful.
Tell us about the day you will never forget.
There's a lot of them. I was my mom's brother. I was about 7 or 8 years old. And my mom's brother was in the Navy. And he was 17. And he got leave from the Navy and he came to our house. He was my uncle, and he was my favorite uncle. Then he went back, and then I don't know, maybe it was a year later, he was finished in the Navy. And Mom asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I told her I wanted my uncle for my birthday. And she said, well, I don't know if we can make that happen. What else would you like for your birthday? I said, that's all I want for my birthday, is that I want Uncle Reggie to come to for my birthday. That's all I want. And so I never heard any more about it. Anyway, I come home from school. I come in the front door and I hear music playing, which wasn't really strange because my father played music and listened to music. But I would listen to the voice was singing, and I thought, I know that voice somewhere. I come around in the living room, and there my uncle was, and the song he was singing was my little girl. I can't remember the actual title, but it was about a little girl that it was special, and he was singing that to me for my birthday. So I'll never forget.
Could you tell us your happiest day so far?
My what?
Happiest day so far. Happiest.
My happiest day? Oh my God. The happiest day so far was when I had all my children and grandchildren in one room for more than 5 minutes. I had them for a whole weekend. We spent a weekend together, and that's been 10 years ago. But that was my happiest day.
What about your most embarrassing moment?
I used to go to my grandmother's and we'd go swimming down at the bay down the road. And I was a little more developed than my aunt and my sister, so I would change in a room separately from them. And I went into my uncle's room to change, and I'd got my bathing suit off, and my uncle came and walked in on me, and I'll never forget that. I don't know who's more upset, him or me. My mom, that time, that uncle was only about 15. I was embarrassed, very.
It's been nice talking to you.
It's nice talking to you.
Yeah. So